Welcome to the stream, it's Dragon Spirit Games, where coding's like magic and pixels burst to flames. With far participation and Gandalf school, he's crafting epic worlds and breaking all the rules. It's Dragon Spirit Games where the fun never ends. Beginner friendly minds, making games with friends. He chuckles on the accents, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made. Eating pixel art for breakfast, coding with a grin. He's a wizard with the keyboard. Where do we begin? His games are accessible for everyone to play. Come on in, join the fun. Let's throw the day away. It's Dragon Spirit Games where the fun never ends. Beginner friendly minds, making games with friends. He juggles all the assets, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made. So hit that follow button and join the magic quest with Dragon Spirit Games. Jump gaming with the best. It's Dragon Spirit Games where the fun never ends. Beginner friendly minds, making games with friends. He juggles all the assets, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made.
Hello everyone. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Here we go. It's time for some action today. Here we go. So I hope you guys are having a good day today and that everything that you did today was a fun thing, that you feel good, having a relaxing day, and that everything is coming the way you want it to. Because today we're gonna just be relaxing a little bit and do some pixel arting, because I really feel like doing some more pixel art and a little less of the programming today. So just make it at least easier for ourselves also, you know. We just want to have a more relaxing day today. I woke up pretty bad this morning. I stuck almost 2 hours in traffic today. So, you know, sometimes you just need a little bit of a relaxation moment, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be relaxing. Sometimes that's the greatest way to go, right? Relaxing. So find your place and go ahead and have a sit. I will be trying to tell you everything that I'm doing. So, yeah, just hope your guys are ready for it, and I hope you will have a lot of fun. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. Don't make your heart say nothing when you want to, right? Anyway, what I was thinking to do first, because I really liked the moon here, or the sun, basically. It's like a huge sun in the background. Like you could also call it a moon, but I think it's more like a sun for me. And I wanted to try and just have some reflection of that in the water to make it look a little bit more like one entire area. So for that, I wanted to do some reflection areas here in the water to make it look all rounded so it reflects it very well. So let's see if I can make that happen. And of course, we need to take out some of the parts because there's mountains in the way. And when there's mountains, we do not see it. I could probably try and just copy all these layers together, just flip it around and do it upside down, and then start eating away at that. At least that sounds like it would be a possibility to me. But I don't know how to do that. And I don't know if that actually will look nice. So I'll just do it winging it basically like I usually do things. But what I wanted to do first is make a selection in the water that's elliptical. I can basically have the same shape because that makes sense to me. And for that, I will turn off basically all the other areas so I can see better how the shape is going. And then I will just try to recreate more or less. Doesn't have to be perfect, but more or less. Else doesn't want to do what I want to do. Come on. More or less recreate. This is totally not working. I don't know. I probably didn't have a completely round circle here. So let's do a Control D here and then just try this again and try to recreate the circle that I have here. But yeah, that's more or less it, I would say. So then I have this selected. I can turn back the rest. I don't care. And then I will just try to put my reflections, basically the light beams in this little circle. So that way I can actually make it look like it's reflecting the sun in the water. Let's see if I can make that work. So for that, I will obviously need a little bit of this shape. So let's first try and draw that. Can do that. A little bit more like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know, it's just creating the illusion of the mountain range being reflected in the water. So within this area, I could do some little reflections of light that make it a little bit more like the sun is shining on the water or the moon, whichever we call this. I don't know if this is the sun or the moon. Really, I don't. I might have to do this differently. I don't know. I don't know if I like this yet. What do you guys think? It's starting to look a little bit crazy, right? Not really what I want. Let's do this again. Let's do this different. Because I might just start with the entire area, but a little lighter than that. So more transparent, I could do that. Let's get this color. That's just basically completely white and make it more transparent. And then add that here. Doesn't look like it's more transparent, but it will be. And I can make like a selection. And that I will actually try to, like it is here, try to get this little doing things in reverse is quite hard. I don't know if you guys have the same experience with that, but it's not so easy to just do it upside down, you know. You want to, but then thinking upside down is hard. Hard as nails, really, to be honest. Now let's try and get this going. So like till there, basically, and then back a little. How far? Not too far. Like that. That was not what I wanted there. And then one more time up. And that basically means the other side I have to also. So let's go here. And let me know if the sound is okay, guys, because I have no clue. I think it is, but I don't know. At least if you're here. If you're not here, obviously you cannot tell me anything. Oh. Just want to make sure that I'm audible, because sometimes I'm not, and that is quite annoying. Also for you guys, I would say. up, or less the same height. Might have made some mistakes, you know, but okay. Doesn't have to be pixel perfect at this point. It's just get a little bit of a feeling of where this reflection can be. And I would say that this is the area that we can have it in. Let's make sure that we follow this line here also, so that we can just fill up this drawing first. And then we can start eating away at that. I think that's an easier way than just trying to put some lines that simulate waves. So basically we see the reflection of the water. Shouldn't do it double because then transparency doesn't work as well. So what has everybody been up to? You know, did you guys have a good weekend? Did you do something fun? If so, what? Let me know. I personally had a friend over this weekend, a former colleague that I haven't seen for a few years. Last time we saw each other, we went to a Foo Fighters concert, which was awesome. Because Dave Grohl made a concert basically to make up for the fact that he had to cancel his tour before because he fell off the stage. Something really funny. Unfortunately, not for him, of course, but I mean, you fall off a stage. Cannot imagine that people will not call it funny. Anyway, he did a show when we went of more than 3 hours, which was insanely long, but hey, a lot of value for money, so we loved it. And it was an amazing concert anyway. So yeah, that's what the last time I saw this guy. And we went walking in the area that I live here. It was quite a nice walk, and he was completely destroyed afterwards. Oh, that's not good. So that was fun, and he went to stay for dinner also, which is very nice. I kind of missed him, so that's always good, you know, to have a friend come back over after you haven't seen him for a long time. And that was good. That was on Sunday. Saturday was more of a resting day. We basically did nothing, just to be completely honest. We were not doing anything. And today was a working day, just like any working day on Monday. Pretty busy in traffic, probably because the summer really is over now. So there's a lot of rain going on. So people do not know anymore how to drive when it's raining. They completely forget the basic rule of driving. And I don't know if you guys have that same feeling, but for me, I really feel like they completely forget how to drive. This is always the hardest part of this, to just follow the outline, and it must be an easier way again that I do not know. But you know, the title of my stream is not for no reason. One dot at a time, right? One dot at a time. And I was, by the way, quite proud of my article that I wrote on Friday about accessibility and the problems I face with that. Basically, how to deal with that, you know, because it's not so easy to do accessibility well. And what I want to do here now, guys, I want to select this color range, and I want to make it go more towards transparent. I already have a little bit more of what we want to do. And from there, I can just add in some details, make it look more like it's washed out. Because right now, obviously, as you can see, this is not so nice. It's really reflecting everything a bit too much, maybe. And then, yeah, it's not going to look good. By the way, I don't know if you guys can see this at all, but when I now go over my pixel art scene, when I'm zoomed out, like I'm drawing, even if I'm not. But then I zoom in, it's gone. a bit strange. I don't think you guys can see it, but really, really strange. For me, it's like whenever I go over with the cursor, I'm drawing on the screen. Too slow or something to handle that. So let's select the color range and let's go for this color range. Hope that works actually. I think it doesn't. Not seeing anything selected. Should be that one. So let me add another color to the mix, which is basically this and much more transparent. Let me add that, and then you can use the bucket tool as a gradient tool. And we will be able to go from this color to that color, which is 196 transparency white. Right. So now let's see if we can make this work. Never know if we have to go this way or the other way around. I don't see it, you know. I don't think it's working. Why is that not working? It should. How am I going to get this then transparent? If I cannot select it properly. Tolerance 0. Okay. Not what I want. Why are you not working? Let's try this. No. Not even doing the... Because I used that on the grass down here, basically. I used... I had this color selected, and then I just said, just go and get towards the other color from here. So then you have light going towards darker, which looked pretty cool. I wish I could do the same here because, you know, it doesn't make sense that I can't. Because I would say this should be possible. Anyway, I can still figure it out because you guys are quiet enough today that I don't think there's a lot of you in here. Let me have a look. A sprite. Like blurring. Not working. Missing different selection modes. I will just put this on the other screen, guys, because it's a little bright. Any sprite. Let me. I think I'm asking the wrong question. but I cannot figure out the question. Grade choose semi-transparent color. Good work. That's why I put it like that, you know, the semi-transparency should do the trick. Usually. However, today it feels like it doesn't want to work. All it does is fill it up. Do it here. It does make a semi-transparent thing. It just doesn't don't see any improvement. That should work. Because if I, let's say, just for testing purposes, two incredibly different colors, right? Go and select. Can I color select? Yeah, could be, but it doesn't work. Never found an easy way to do this, basically, but changing your background color basically always is changing. I have to do it with right mouse click, I think. Anyway, if I put this in here, I can see this working perfectly fine. See? You get a nice gradient that goes between two different colors. However, maybe that was not good. Let's see. I don't see, I do see something happening. It's not a big enough difference. Okay, so it is working. How do I get it to look good? Maybe I should swap these around. So this one there, that one there. It'll look worse, I would say. Do a little piece. Okay, this one, let me change that to less transparent. A little bit less, still too much. This one and that one for the backgrounds. Now let's see if I can make it work. I guess the only way I can do that is if I get it selected again. What if I fill this area up with like bright green, then select it, delete everything in there, fill it up with the blue again, and then do the transparent color over it. See if that works. Okay, let's put this. Select color range. Okay, that works. Read it. Doesn't make it transparent. How doesn't it get transparent? Okay, let's turn off other things here because it makes me a little. Okay, transparency is back. But do you guys know something like in Photoshop you can make that a path? Because I want to still have that selection after I delete this, because otherwise I can only fill it up. Wait up. if I fill it with that color maybe, and it might stay, yeah, it might stay selected. There you go. And now I go to the gradient tool. And go for this, then that. Let's see if I can make this work. See nothing. Now I do. But that's not what I want, obviously. I got it. I got it. I was just being dumb. If you already know what I did wrong, then please feel free to tell me. Because my gradient to be from transparent white back to the background color. So beginning should have this, and we get less and less and less of that. See, let's put back the rest. Okay, so it needs a little bit of cleaning up, because this is still way too chiseled hard. You know, I want to have it so hard, but I'm gonna say this is already looking a lot better. So really would like to know if you guys feel the same, but I have no clue who's here. Anyway, let's just continue and not worry about it. What you have in, so you always like is a sort of a smudge tool, like you can just smear it out. Dog FTW stream, welcome in, and thank you. What I'm basically doing right now, I'm trying to reflect the big sun, moon, whatever it is. You cannot really tell. I'm trying to reflect that in the water, and I think it works okay. I'm just not 100% sure how good it actually is. Thanks for the first time chat, by the way. I'm trying to create the scene which is going to be the base of Poseidon level design. So basically, I have these different layers which will move in a different speed, of course. So you have parallaxing, and I kind of think I missed here something last time. In the far mountains, this doesn't look like it's supposed to be. All right, that's that level. I better fix that in my far mountains because it looks bad. There. Now it's complete. So yeah, what I want to do is, because I'm making this accessible for people, I want to make this pixel art for the people who are not blind or otherwise visually impaired look very nice. Then I want to make it very possible for people who are blind to actually understand what's going on, what's visible. So that's going to be audio cueing and a lot of description by using audio from basically the character. And yeah, I kind of hope that with that I can create something really nice. But today I really wasn't feeling the programming part, which comes with making the options for accessibility and everything. So I figured, hey, why not? Let's just go and do some pixel arting. But it's always nice if people start joining in the middle or wherever you want to join. I hope you're having a great day, by the way. I hope everything is working the way you planned. I don't know if you're a developer or something else. That's awesome. The audio cues sound amazing and difficult. I don't know. The audio queuing itself might not be difficult. Designing the good ones might be difficult, though. I have no experience myself yet in sound design, so I have Incredibro, who's usually a frequent visitor in this chat, that might help me with that. So I'm gonna hope on his expertise, and otherwise, I hope he can do it. And I also hope that sooner or later this is starting to make a little bit of money. And once the money comes in, of course, I can start hiring people to do things that I cannot do myself. I mean, I do most of this solo, and unfortunately, I cannot do everything. I was basically a programmer all my life, and I've started to learn making this pixel art myself. And I'm getting compliments, so I guess I'm doing it correctly. But there's still a lot that I need to learn. So I still do things wrong, or don't use the correct tools, stuff like that. But that's a part of the learning process, and learning is fun. So I like learning. I'm thinking here that I can put some plants or trees or whatever on the platforms to make them a little bit more vibrant and interesting. And obviously, I make this all in 64 by 64 pixel blocks, so that means I can easily transport them later into a different thing. To check if my grid settings are actually 64. Yeah, there you go, 64 by 64. That means the guy will probably look entirely small. So let me import her here, because I always forget about doing that. File open. Let me see. Where are you? Nope. Player, young guy. I don't get the first frame. Let's see. Put her in here somewhere. Put her. What happened here? That was not what I wanted. Can I just copy one frame? Should be able to, right? Similar boat have a coding background, but didn't start with game dev until just under a year or so ago. That's nice, and everybody has to start somewhere. That's the way it goes. You start with something and you learn, and I like learning. So for me, everything that I can do to learn is absolutely fine. Why it doesn't go there, I do not understand. In my second frame, and I don't want it. Why is that? Hey, Redmer, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for your comment about the article of that I was just writing the other day. It's very nice of you to do that. Obviously, you didn't have to. I wasn't intending here to have a second frame in here, so let me see what happened. Ah, there you go. That's because Gaia is in here. Don't know why she went here. I didn't want to put a second frame. Just wanted to have her in the scene. Let's do it like that. Which layer is she in anyway? That would be nice to know. I have no idea in which layer. Ah, in the white sky. Okay, that was good to know. Okay, so now that I have her copied, let's put her in here. Somewhere on the platform would be nice. Oh. A little annoying that this happened like that. I didn't want to do that. So, okay, let me remove this tire thing. How do I do that? Delete frame. There we go. Back to where we want to be. let's put a new layer and call it layer. So at least I know where I'm putting her, because it makes no sense to put her somewhere else. Because I only want to copy one thing, not more. Day job demands my attention. I'll check back if you're still on later. Hey, that's okay, dog. Thank you so much. Doug, I should say. It should not say dog. I'm sorry. Doug. And Ladiot in YouTube, thank you for saying that. I like to do this. I like this art as well. I'm kind of learning still, so I will not say I'm a great artist, but I'm learning how to do it properly. There you go. Now I've got her. I was like, I don't want to create an extra frame. That was never my intention. So what the hell happened there? It was not supposed to be a frame. But I need to make sure that she is in the correct layer. So let me put her a little bit more to the top. So she should be above the platforms, but before the level platforms foreground. So I can basically just move her around and have her visible. So there you go. She will be a little small here, but that's okay. It's a huge world, so that's okay. Just not sure if this is too small compared to the rest. That is something I'm going to have to think of. I might have to scale this down a little bit. Although, it might be nice that she's actually walking around, right? What do you think? So because she's in here, now we get a sense of the scale of this scene. It's supposed to be huge. You know, you're in the world of Poseidon. So Poseidon obviously is a god. He's huge. So we're gonna be in a world where everything is bigger than we are. And way better, says Ladiot and Ladiot. And how do you pronounce your name? Do I say it correctly, Ladiot? On YouTube, over on YouTube, for everyone who's not knowing that. Le idiot. Le France. Le France? L'idiot? Silly name. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Any name is a good name. As long as it's your name and you're happy with it, it's fine with me. So basically what I could do in the foreground, like I could have plants that basically are a little bit in front of her, so she's walking behind those. And then in the level platforms itself, I can have plants that are behind her. So that way I can switch between the two of them. So I was thinking first to create some plants that are behind her, so she will be walking in front of those, and then creating some other plants, like maybe part of the grass that goes in front of her, so she's walking through grass. That might be the easiest way to tell you guys what I plan to do with this. A little hard for me still to explain it, but a little bit of both. Okay. Yeah, so for example, if I would, let's just show you a little bit. It's the easiest way to do that. For example, if I would draw some grass here, let's say like this. I'm not going to put any attention to making it properly, right? For now, I'm just winging it and just making it look like anything at all. Fill this up. As you can see that now she will be walking behind this grass. So that's a little nicer than having her just walk all the time in front of everything. I don't know why there's a line here. I don't know what that is from. Shouldn't be a line here. Wonder which layer this is in. Oh, level platforms, mountains maybe? Yeah, probably mountains. But And then some behind her. Yes, for sure. Definitely also behind her. So the mountains also need to have more of a detailing, of course, but just to show you a little bit of what I could do with this is, let's put some on a platform, so that will be behind her. Let's create like a sort of a tree-ish like shape. Doesn't have to be perfect, but let me turn this off so I can actually see what I'm doing. Let's turn the player off for now as well. Like, gonna have a branch here. It's gonna have a little bit of a branch over there. I think it's more like a bush, to be honest, but it's something like that. And it will look a little bit strange and organic, but should never go over that line on the bottom, but okay, whatever. Was not my intention. Sorry. There's a little bit of a overflow in there, so cannot really just keep drawing that line. So this is what I have in mind, basically. So let's fill this up. There you go. Not the stray pixels. No, you cannot have stray pixels. Those stray pixels can really mess you up. And then put some detail in there. Make it a little darker inside. Not too much, but just a little bit. I have a light flickering here in the corner of my eye, and it's starting to annoy me. I think my light needs to be replaced. A little bit of an LCD lamp or a LED lamp, and it's, I think, about to die. Let's just close this off. Anyway, just to have a little bit of an idea. Can be quite different in the end. Obviously, I will not keep it like this. This is just a bit of an idea. Make this one also. It is going to be much more detailed later. It's just, yeah, that looks like absolutely nothing. I'm not proud of this yet. But you know, gonna have to do for now. And then we can show the player and the level platform. So basically she will have stuff behind her, stuff in front of her, and she will walk through that. That's the idea, at least. And we'll have actual trees here also. Thinking at least on this platform here, one that looks over the water, maybe even hangs a little over the platform so that it looks very interactive and something that would actually be on a platform like that. And what we could do also, I think that's going to look already a lot nicer. Little details like these are always nice. Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I like that. So our mountains are the darker ones, yes. So what I want to do is also put some light on the inside of this, because basically the light comes from here. So it will show on this side of the mountain. This will be a little bit more lit than the back side here, because that basically doesn't catch the light logically, right? So let's catch this color and go lighter, not too much, because otherwise you will just see too much of a difference, and I don't think that's going to be nice. And we're just going to draw so we can see that it catches the light. And the thing usually with this is, at least from my experience, is that it's nicer if it's not the actual outside that you get this color. So the outside still remains dark, but on here you get a little bit of a area that catches way more light than the rest of the mountain. And it doesn't have to be, again, perfect, because what I've learned over time is not to be too anal about how I draw the beginning of the pixel art. And just to make sure that I can also show some depth and detail in these further mountains, I could add some extra layers of this. So what I mean with that is basically that I show multiple of these kind of areas. So maybe even with different color. So one is more showing than the other. So you can have like an area that looks like this, for example. And then because there's in mountains obviously different areas, I could have one again here. So then that catches the light too and makes it look like it's a little bit more forward compared to the rest of the mountain. I will not make all of them very wide, just this is just basically me freehanding everything, right? Because as a sort of beginner pixel artist, this is still pretty hard for me. And some areas are easy to draw, and then other ones I feel like it doesn't work at all and I have to erase everything. But I think this is actually working. So if you look now from a distance, you can see that there's already a little bit of detailing in that. That actually looks so good now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're so complimentous. Thank you so much for that. I will just tell you that, and people who come here all the time know that much more than you, but I self-doubt all the time. So yeah, I'm doing my best to not show doubt too much, but you know, on the other hand, I always think that it also takes a little bit of strength to know that you're not the best at everything. I'm just learning. And I always say to everyone also, like, if you're also into learning, I encourage you, show your work also if you want to. It's, I welcome it. Links are allowed. So if you feel like you have something you would like to show or want me to give you some tips, if I can. I mean, I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but if I can give you tips, I'll gladly do it. Then go ahead and do so. And also, if you feel like I'm doing anything that should be clipped, you think it's nice to see again for other people also, then by all means clip it, because everything you clip is for me free content for YouTube, TikTok, or whatever. So can't be perfect, don't worry. I don't want to be perfect, you know. Perfect is boring. I always say that to everyone. Perfect is can be nice, but usually it's boring. And I always say to my wife also, for example, I mean, for me, you're perfect. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect in every way. For me, you're perfect. That's what counts, right? And if I'm making somebody happy with what I'm making and they think whatever I'm making is perfect, good enough. I don't need to be perfect for everyone. I need to be just good enough for some people. But you can definitely be perfect at something. Yeah, that's for sure. There you go. This really has more, it draws all the attention to the center of the screen. So as soon as you enter the scene, you will see immediately that big ball in the middle of the screen. Yes, of course. And in someone's eyes, you're the perfect person to them, dude. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. We're all perfect to someone, you know? Let me see. I'm gonna do these other ones as well, but they will be even lighter. Might look in the beginning a little strange, but let's try. Let's see how it works. And it's just basically lighting up the scene to show the effect of the sun, which is bright as hell. At least especially on my screen right now. And in case you don't know that, l'idiot, because you probably have not been here before, right? I started pixel art about a year ago, maybe a little bit more, but not much more. Oh, I always have this problem. I choose the wrong tool. In case you didn't know this game that I'm making is about my daughter. My daughter's called Gaia, and I'm making a fully accessible game, or trying to make a fully accessible game. So no matter if people are blind, nearsighted, uh, maybe they are colorblind, whatever else you have, and vision-related stuff, deaf or physically disabled, my goal is to make this game playable by absolutely everyone. So it doesn't matter if you have a disability or not. I feel nobody should be excluded because games are for everyone. Games give a lot of good things to people. I've always learned that through games and movies and books, people can get a lot of comfort and feel better. So yeah, I'm trying to make a game that everybody can play. And honestly, that idea was given to me by Victor Dima, who is a blind game journalist and advocate of accessibility. So through him, I basically got to know the idea of what there is in the regards of accessibility and what there's needed, because there's people who have all sorts of different disabilities, and you might not even think of them. There's also someone in my stream usually called Letterborn, and Letterborn is somebody who cannot stand certain sounds. When you hear those, it can actually physically hurt her. There's also a name for that, and I keep forgetting that one, but I know it's like mesophonic or something like that. I don't think she's here, otherwise she would correct me immediately if I say it wrong. But that is something you can also easily make something for. So with an option, you say, I'm mesophonic, please turn off all those kind of sounds. And then, bloop, there you go. Nobody will hear it. So let's see, this mountain can use a little bit of that. I always have to be very careful to keep selecting the correct tools. Without that, it looks really horrible. I fill up my entire scene with one color. That's actually very kind of you, making a game that's available for everyone. Yeah, I mean, I will not say it's only from the kindness of my heart, but I mean, I like everyone, so why not? But it's also marketing. Let's be honest. When you get told that there's a market of 483 people, 483 million people with disabilities in which way or shape at all, you're just being dumb if you just exclude them, right? That's a lot of people that might be able to buy your game, and you would exclude them completely if you don't. So there's only a handful of games nowadays that do accessibility or do it well. And especially from the big guys, you would expect sometimes a bit more. The ones that do it correct are The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 is probably the most accessible game to this date. And if you want to see something really cool, then you should look up Blind Warrior Sven, who plays Street Fighter 6. He's blind as a bat, but he's better than anyone else that I know. You probably kick my butt completely because I cannot do Street Fighter at all. And he probably kicked most of us, most of our asses. He's that much better than most that it would actually be hard to beat him. Let's see this from a little bit further now. I think this looks pretty okay. These ones need a little bit more detailing as well. So yeah, I mean, yes, of course, I am being also considerate because I really think that why should anybody be excluded from playing a game? And I really would love to help everybody that I can. Somebody was asking me another day, like, Okay, so how are you going to do it when somebody is both blind and deaf? I said, well, I do not have a solution for that yet. Doesn't mean it will never come, but for now, I would not know how to help people who are both blind and deaf, because I'm making a 2D pixel art platformer, which is going to tell a story. So how am I going to convey the story if you're not able to see or hear? I don't think I have a solution for that. That might be a bit too much. So yeah, there might be options to do that using vibrations, but I would not know how to use the vibrations to actually tell a story. Something that you will actually understand, because I'm sure that there's people who know that, but it isn't me. There might be really guides on which vibration means what to some people. I guess you could have that, you know, if you get trained enough in certain vibrations that you would actually know what means which vibration. Yeah, that's a little harder maybe. Maybe we'll get technology to do that for deaf and blind people in the future. Yeah, if you're both deaf and blind, I mean, that's going to be tough. I don't even know if you're going to know how to use a computer that way. A computer or a console. A console might be easier, actually. Thinking about it, I think with a console, because you just have to turn it on, it might be an easy operation to do. But with a PC, to have to also select your game and everything, I think it's going to be tough, isn't it? I don't know how to do that. And definitely, I'm not trying to get away from it. I mean, if I could find an option, I probably would try. But I wouldn't know how. So there we go. So now we have the reflection in the water. We have some detailing in the mountains in the distance. So now we're going to have to work on some detailing in the mountains in the front, which are these black things here. And before I do that, there was something weird here. I saw an error here, because why is that color different? Shouldn't be. There we go. There was a line there. You probably cannot see it if you're watching this stream, but I saw a line and I have no clue where it came from. I don't like things that I do not know where they come from. So, there's, I hope you guys are having, by the way, no problems with my stream, because I just saw my wife messaging that the internet sucks a little bit. Well, I hope that's not for you guys. Anyway, as you can see, I also have a Ko-fi page. I just mentioned it here now on Twitch. I recently got my first donation, which makes me super happy, of course. So thank you again for Misty Rayburn, who was the one who did that first cup of coffee on Ko-fi. But also, I'd like to mention, and will pass by every now and then, that you can also become an NPC in my game. Of course, it will cost some money. I think I have the minimum on 25 euros so far. But depending on what you would like to do, you might be able to get yourself, or maybe somebody you love, maybe somebody you have to miss because they passed away. You can have them in the game, which might be very nice for somebody who actually has the money to do that. And it's a way for me to say thank you to people. Sorry, you can't donate. I'm simply not allowed to. That's okay, Lydia. I'm always saying I don't expect anyone to donate. The things that you can do is follow me, subscribe to me on my YouTube, follow me on Twitch and stuff like that. That already helps a lot, you know. Especially on YouTube, I'm trying to get it monetized, which will take forever, because I think I'm at 84, 85 people who subscribe to me. I have almost as many videos as I have subscribers. So that needs a little work. And as soon as I get that going a little bit more, then it will start to generate some passive income, which already helps. So people who watch my videos on YouTube, people who subscribe to me on YouTube, you're already very helping. And everything is okay. Don't worry about it. I always say this. I don't expect anyone to donate. I don't expect anyone to subscribe, at least on Twitch, because on Twitch that costs money. But hey, if you can, and if you can spare it, I will definitely be thankful. That's basically all I can say. So what I wanted to do now is that we're going to look at those mountains, and I think I didn't save that color. Let me also remove some of the colors that I know I don't use here. Like for example, this is, well, I use it now. This one is not. I have some colors in here that I know I didn't use, but I need to clean up the color palette a little bit. Just not to be so messy. I'm not sure which one I did. Yep, just keep going and you'll get subscribers. Everyone starts small. Oh, that's true. And I must admit, I put some tutorials on how to use some things in Unity on my channel, and I never got really any viewers, and it kind of discouraged me for a bit, I must admit. So I'm thinking again to pick up those little tutorials and make them a little bit smaller, so a bit more bite-sized, and then go on to do some of the more heavy work, like something like to make a water shader, like I have already in my game. Let me show you, by the way, because you're new, right, Lydiot? I don't discourage myself. I'm trying not to, at least. There's moments where I would say to myself, I really suck and I cannot make anything. I should do much better by now, but it's only temporary moments. I always tell myself after a while, like, you don't have to do that, man. You're doing okay. And for you who is new here, I can say this game is going to be about my daughter, and I would never let her down. So no matter what, I'm going to be making this game. And it's about pollution and all this stuff that is very actively and normal, very active at the moment. So, yeah, I would say I have a very good reason and cause to do this. And then, obviously, being one of the first, if not the very first 2D pixel art platformer accessible to everyone, I think I have something very unique in my hands that nobody else has tried before. And because of that, I think I should always keep going, no matter what. Just wish I had more time to do it. That's the only thing. A full-time job, 2 kids and a wife will take a lot of time off of your hands that you might sometimes want to use and put into this game. Yeah, you know, it's not possible. I don't have that much time left. This Teams opening on Teams. Close that. That's not supposed to be here. Teams is my work, and I shouldn't have my work open right now. So I'm waiting for the Unity to open, because I wanted to show you who is new here, what I have been building already, what's my first level about. It's going to be in Amsterdam. So like I said, this game is about my daughter. My daughter's called Gaia. So the game is also called Gaia. And I work at a pastry, don't got lots of time either, though. So you're gonna need to see the first building in my game for sure. Really, you do. I'm waiting my ass off here for seeing it, but that's too funny because I'm building a game about my daughter, but it's set for the first level in Amsterdam. It's not a pastry, it's a bakery. And it's got breads in the window and everything like that. So I think you would like that. I think it's almost done. Same thing, yeah, sort of. There you go. So if you see, this is an Amsterdam bakery. I have to scroll out for you to see the top. Here you see Gaia standing in front of it right here. Look, there you go. All sorts of breads in the window. and it's open, of course. And I'm still working on this scene. This is the intro scene where you learn how to play the game. Basically, you will learn how to jump. You will learn what is ambrosia, which is basically your health pickups that you have here. I just put some here just to have them in the scene. There's some boats in here. The water reflection is in here, which I always have to, for whatever reason, click first to make it reflect the way it should. I've made some canal cruisers in here. Working also, you have a pickup here that's a stone. It's really easy. There's the double drawbridge that I'm working on still. It's not perfect. It still needs work. As you see, it's also not done. And I'll be keeping to work on that. And there's a cheese store here that I've been working on, and it's going to probably be changed a little bit with some cheeses in the window, so you can also see that there's some work on that. And then after a while, there's here the Rijksmuseum, which is the biggest museum of the Netherlands. And I'm working on that too. And as you can see, that has a lot of intricate little details on the windows, which are all transparent, by the way. So I'm kind of hoping that I can get this building to really represent the Netherlands. Because I'm feeling like the Netherlands, where I live, nobody would recognize. So that's why I wanted to make something that people would really recognize. And I think Amsterdam is very recognizable to everyone. So that's the reason I put that in there. So let me close that off because it just will pull down my PC too much. I have a very simple laptop, so it's not the strongest in the world. And I need to sometimes preserve a little bit my my battery and my CPU because it's not that strong. Yes, I put a lot of time into that scene, but also it needs a better level design. It's not done yet. So why the heck is there white in here? I didn't put that, did I? Here also. That should not be. That is in the water scene, so that's not good. Okay, let me fix that. That's a transparency here that goes. See, because I have a little bit of a gradient in there, it can also be kind of hard to select the correct colors. Where was the other one? There was another one here. Oh, there you go. That's okay. Nobody can see that anymore. But yeah, I'm also putting a lot of time into my scenes that I'm making for level design. Basically, this will have to be the base for my level design for Poseidon. So as a player, you will walk through a level that looks a little bit like this with these kind of elements, these mountains, some plants, vegetation, and crazy stuff that you might not expect. But because it's a level of Poseidon, there's going to be a lot of water involved, of course, and because it's about pollution, some things will be strange and a little bit off, something like you would not expect. So the water can be tainted, or the plants can be dirty, or maybe even, I don't know, maybe even mutated. You know, there can be a lot of things wrong with those plants. So yeah, that's basically my my idea, my thought about this. So let me continue with my mountain though. For that, I will turn off my level platform for a bit so I can detail this a little bit better, because that is always on top of there anyway. Color. What I missed before is obviously that this is not anymore slowly healing the world as you progress. Yes. The idea is that basically every time you beat one of the gods, and you will, because you will have to fight them, every time you beat one of them, that part of the world will heal and look better. So you will see it back again and then see everything clear up and look better. And in my mind, and I'm not sure if I can make that actually work, I have 12 levels thought that are in Greek mythology, all based around the different gods. So, for example, if you're in a level of Poseidon like we are now, then you will see everything based around Poseidon, and the level should reflect that it's a level about Poseidon. If you're in a level that is based around Ares, the god of war, then you would have much more war involved scenes. So, for example, you would see armies, you would see, oh, there you go, I do it again. You would see fighting and stuff like that going on. If you go into Hades, the underworld, then you might see all sorts of fire pits and whatever else you can imagine with Hades. And of course, a character like Cerberus with the three heads, the dog with three heads, should be there as well. And in the end, you will fight the god that is in that level. So Hades or Poseidon or Ares or Artemis or whatever else you can think of. Dionysus, who will be more like wine and parties. So there's a lot of things going on, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do there. So I've always had in my mind to base those levels off of the gods. So that way you will have a much more interesting world to look at. Just there's almost never a cliff that is completely straight, so I will not do that either. Anyway, Tal said, so it doesn't really matter as long as we have something that we can sort of repeat, have some variation with. To be sure that I don't mess this up again. That's already looking a bit more organic. When did I start making this game? I would have to ask the people who follow me, but basically a little over a year ago. I don't know how much longer than that it could have been, but it has been at least a year. That's much better already. So yeah, I mean, I always do that. Wrong tool, wrong time. there's there's a lot going on, and I've felt discouraged every now and then because, simply put, it takes a long time to make a game like this, and especially if you want to make it accessible. I've started doubting myself many times, but I've been consistently going on, even if I didn't always believe in myself. You know. And I must admit also, I have great followers who keep believing in me. That's always very nice as well. Especially also over on Twitter, where I've been gaining like a ton of followers, especially over time. I should drink something, sorry. Got a little itch in my throat. That was not so nice. So yeah, what was I saying? I doubted myself many times. I don't know when I sub to you. It's okay. Cannot see that on YouTube. I don't think there's like a follow age or something. You definitely remember me. That's good. As you can see, it started to look already a lot better when I don't have the mountains completely straight, because there's like hardly any mountains ever completely straight. So it makes more sense that towards the bottom they go a little wider, at least in my eyes. And I'm trying to do it as fast as I can, because I sometimes get kicked by one of my followers that basically says, hey, don't spend so much time detailing everything. Not yet, at least. So I'm trying not to. And this will need some veiny things as well. You know, mountains are never completely straight, and there's things happening inside. There's light being caught by the mountain. So just like with these things, I will have to go with a little bit of a lighter color to show some detailing in the mountain. And because this is dark colors, I will probably do that a little bit more than with the other ones. So there will also be deeper veining here also throughout the rest of the mountain. But otherwise it will be just a lot of black. Even though it's not black as you can tell, but almost. Yeah. Oh. Sorry guys. Sometimes get a little bit of a stuff in your breathing. It really is not so nice. Let's put in that color and let's do again, I guess basically the same as we did with the other ones, right? So we start here and we start putting in some detail, like maybe a veiny part here that's catching the light a little bit from the top. Why not? And put some different colors in here as well, so that will also make it even a bit more realistic than just one speck of light like there. But for now, I want to just create pretty quickly some actual lit up parts of the mountain, so you can really see that the light is being caught by the mountain. We have some different parts lit up because of different shapes of the mountain. And that makes the entire mountain also much more three-dimensional. You can see that it's catching light. And when it's catching light, you have basically different elements. That means there's also more depth into it. But this, for example, can go and just be here. Not too crazy. Oops. Does the game have a meaning in the end? Yes, for sure. What I'm trying to accomplish is that whenever you finish the game, which I hope everyone will be able to do, that's the idea, that you think as a player, well, if a 5-year-old can change the world for the better, then so can I. That's the idea. Especially with the pollution part of it, I really want to have people feel you can make a difference. So what I'm trying to do, and I'm still going to have to build that into the first level, is that you see some pollution in the beginning of the game on the streets, but she's not there yet that she cares too much about it, so she will just leave it. But later in the game, she will come back to it, or she will come back to the Netherlands and see some dirt on the floor and think, I can pick that up. Hey, Kira Shift over on Twitch. Pollution, boo, yeah, nobody likes pollution, right? Pollution is terrible. But we can fix it ourselves most of the time. Just by being smart enough to pick up the trash that we see. And I'm also trying to teach my daughter that there's garbage everywhere, but if you don't pick it up yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. So especially you yourself should never throw it, you know. Don't throw your garbage out in nature. That's not needed. And you can pick it up and make a difference. Those kind of little things, by standing outside with a baseball bat and breaking anyone's knees who decides to break a bottle on the street, well, that also makes a difference. Nothing embarrassing about getting rid of garbage. No, definitely not. And there's a lot you can do yourself. So see some garbage lying on the ground. Hey, of course, I'm not telling you to pick up your pick up chewing gum from someone else, you know, for something like that. People need more consequences these days. Yeah, probably. They need to learn also that you're not always going to be able to just do it without getting something wrong happening to you. But I'm not sure how they should be getting that wrong happening to you. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything to them. I'm not a violent guy. But sometimes I see things happening that I'm like, God, you could have just. It was so easy. If you just picked that up, that would have been so much better. And why didn't you? And people, yeah, people are crazy. They don't. Broken bottles are most harmful to strays, cats and dogs, etc. Exactly, exactly. You could actually have a very sweet dog just, yeah, get splinters of glass in his legs. And why? Because you're too lazy to pick up your shit. It's just awful. And yeah, in the game, I hope that it will become clear that it's not so hard to make the world better. Community work, 3 months of cleaning up the streets. Yeah, that might help for some, you know, and others will just ignore it and don't care. That's how it goes. Let me see that. That looks already much nicer. Make those shits work for other people. Yeah, exactly. Make them work. Make them work. Work for it. Make if you're gonna make trash, then you're gonna know that you did that. And I probably wanna in this level also put some blues, like in the mountain, like there can be some water trickling down because it's a level about Poseidon, and to make it even a bit nicer than it is already. Still have to think about that though, where I want to put that and if I want to put that somewhere. Oh yeah, blues like what you thinking? A tasty D and E. Hey, what? No, 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 not music blues. It's gonna be more like water, like a waterfall. In case you've never seen it, I've already put a little bit of a scene where Gaia will meet Poseidon. Like not this generic level design part, but the part where she actually will meet him for the first time, and there's some waterfalls in there. I think that will probably have to come back a little bit also here. So you would have some water more prominent in the level, not everywhere, just somewhere, to make things pop a little bit. Do you have Davy Jones in the Netherlands? We have the Pirates of the Caribbean. We know it. Uh, I know who Davy Jones is, but we don't have Davy Jones himself. It's not a Dutch thing. Davy Jones. But you knew that, right? There's going to be a lot of tinkering with this, just trying what works and trying what doesn't, figuring out what doesn't work. What really? What really? What? De Vliegende Hollander. Yes, De Vliegende Hollander is very much Dutch. We don't call him David Jones, though. I must go now. That's a shame, but Le Idiot, thank you so much for being here, and hope to see you again on another stream. So, thank you for being here, and thank you for taking your time to watch me dabble around a little bit in pixel art. Still learning every time. Who is the captain of the Flying Dutchman in the Legends? Good question. Was that Davy Jones? I guess so, because otherwise you probably wouldn't ask me. But I don't think it's called Davy Jones in the Netherlands. I'm gonna ask that. I'm gonna ask that to Google. Who is the captain of the Vliegende Hollander? Willem van der Decken. That is something that you guys will not be able to pronounce, but that's the one. That's the guy who was supposedly the captain of the Vliegende Hollander. Yeah, the Flying Dutchman. Been a while since I knew about the Flying Dutchman. I haven't looked it up a lot. But you know, I'm more into the Greek mythology nowadays, so I have a good reason why I didn't, right? So well, let's light up this also. If there's a bit more of an area that's going to fit this color. Even in the front. What do we think so far? Name 30 gods? Why do I have to name 30 of the gods? 30 gods just from the top of your head? Do you know 30 gods from the top of your heads? I mean, the 12 gods of the Olympus is not good enough. I have no clue how many you can name. I mean, I'm not going to think about that for you. I know if you're going to go for gods only, then it might be a bit harder, but because you have gods and you have titans. So titans might be a bit harder, you know? Because there's a ton of them. I mean, that's the problem with Greek mythology. There's so many gods. Because Gaia basically did it with Kronos, and after that, you know, so many gods existed, and there's also like the well, semi-gods, demigods. You have a lot of them, but basically, for me, the most important ones, of course, are the Greek gods of the Olympus. Those are the ones that I care about the most. But yeah, if you want to have the entire list, woof, that's too many. I mean, even I don't know all of them, and I think there's plenty of them who don't. Of course, you can try. Go ahead, go ahead. Let me see how far you get. And if there's anyone that I wouldn't have thought of myself, because I know plenty of them myself, but you know, an entire list of, I don't know, 30 people. I don't know. I can get far, but and some of them are dubious. I know. For example, Cronus, you could call him a god, but he's basically a titan. But you used to play a MOBA where all the characters were gods. Yeah, that can help you a lot with remembering all those names. So go right on ahead and let me know. While you do that, I will try to keep going a little bit with the mountains. Nice, I hope. Still not convinced that this is exactly how I want them to go, but you know, the beginning. Maybe I should actually fill this part up for a darker part next to it that I can also thing like there'll be some darker edges next to that. This is always the hardest part to me, to have those details look good. You have to really keep going, Try. So you don't want to try anymore. I don't know. I don't like that. Good. Color again. Fill up. That looks more interesting. For this part, that color to go through here. And let's connect to that here. Fill up. Oop, that was not what I wanted. So Kiro, I'm expecting a list of gods now for you, right? You're staying quiet now. You haven't given up, have you? I have a lot of faith in your ability to name 30 gods. Automod blocked your message. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that. All right, now I see it. I can see it. Let's see. Anubis, yeah. Kali, Jeb, Vamana, Zeus, Ares, Athena, Aphrodite, Cupid, Medusa, Ramana, Ymir, Loki. Loki is another mythology, by the way. Huh? Same with Thor, Heimdall. So there's some mixing up, but yes, of course, you can have gods from different mythologies together, I guess. Isis. Ah, Isis I didn't like. Yeah, I can imagine. I don't know. Probably is to do with terrorism nowadays. ISIS, yes. But yeah, there's in the game would already have Poseidon. That would have I have an entire list. Athena, Ares, Zeus. You would have not Cupid, by the way. I think Cupid is also from another mythology. It's not called Cupid in Greek mythology, I think. Yeah, Poseidon, you missed him. Hercules, as far as I know, is he a god, really? I thought he was not a god. He's a demigod, I think. And Kronos, like I said, is dubious. You could call him a god, but he's a titan. Ganesha is, of course, from another mythology altogether, from the Buddhism. Or Hinduism, I would say. Hinduism, they have Ganesha, the god with the elephant head. Auji, yeah, that I would not know either. I do not know him. Polo, yes, he's going to be in the game. Lona, Chuck, Busted. Busted is also is Egypt, I think. There's 32 gods. I used to know so much more. I mean, there's Ganesha. You have what is the other one again? Shiva. You miss Shiva if you want to go for other mythologies. Shiva is the one with the several arms. Because I also know, of course, the other mythologies, but I was thinking in Greek mythology only, and then 30 gods becomes a lot of them. That's, I mean, there's a lot of gods in Greek mythology because you could go with names that most don't know, like Ion and Aether and stuff like that. They're also gods, but those are the ones that are not very well known in Greek mythology for people who do not read books about Greek mythology. And I basically read all the books by Stephen Fry. If you haven't read them, go ahead and read them. You would love yourself for doing that because those are really cool. But yeah, I mean, you have Tartarus, you have Pontus, you have Nemesis, you have Hypno, I think even Hypnos, uh, and so much more. You could keep going. There's such a big list of gods that if you want to name them all, go ahead. Yeah, from Smite. Yeah, okay. Okay, they're all from Smite. Yes. Fuck yeah, that too. One of my favorite Assassin's classes. Yeah, I mean, I've never played Smite, unfortunately, because I think it's a game that I might like. But if I would play it, I'd probably die constantly. I'm not good. So I have a lot of burping. We went to eat at Taco Bell today at lunch. I could feel the effects because I burp like the entire day through. Its time has passed. Yeah, there's now a Smite 2 coming, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty soon, even. Look that up. Smite 2. Yeah, it's just been released actually in 2024. 2nd of May of 2024, Smite 2 was released. So if you really are into Smite, then it sucks ass. Okay, that's unfortunate. I didn't know that because I haven't played it, but I can imagine sometimes games are better in their original, and the second part just, yeah, why even make it? Was no use. I mean, if they would ever make a Fortnite 2, I don't think anybody would want to play a Fortnite 2 unless they make the gameplay exactly the same with maybe the next generation graphics or something. I don't know. But Fortnite is fun basically because it also doesn't have the greatest graphics in the world, but it's just really fun to play, right? So I would say that sometimes it's not useful to make a new version. I don't think anybody would want to go for like a second version of World of Warcraft, for example. A new one, completely new from the ground up. Fortnite is different. They get the entire UE development team at hand for merging to newer engine versions. They won't have to make the game from zero for such occasion. Yeah, true. Most likely not. On the other hand, would it be useful for them even to make a new Fortnite? I mean, Fortnite gets expanded like constantly. So there's no need to actually build up a new version of Fortnite. There's really no reason. At least I don't see it. Maybe I'm. Are you sitting in an echo chamber? Why is there such an echo? Well, I cannot let you see that, but if I do like this, I'm against the ceiling with my finger. That's probably why there's so much echo for you. I don't do it on purpose, it's just what it is. I've tried everything to get it out, but for that, I probably would need to hang up stuff like curtains in the top of my ceiling so that it doesn't echo so much. Because it basically is bouncing off my microphone. I think the only way I could do it is if I do like this. Maybe this would help. If I would talk like this with the microphone right there and I just shield it, that might echo much less. That was just an experiment, by the way. That is like the number 2 thing you should do. Also, talking like that makes you sound like an echoing god. It's fitting, isn't it? Which god would I be? Should I go for Zeus? Might be Zeus. You are Zeus. You remind me of Bacchus. I don't know if that's such a great thing. Yeah, I know Bacchus, but I don't know how he is in Smite though. Let me check. Looks like you, doesn't it? Check. A little bit, yes, for sure. He could be Dionysus because he's also with wine, but his belly is bigger than mine is right now. Is Dionysus in Smite? Because that I do not know. Dionysus, the god of wine and parties, basically. I don't think so. Well, if you don't think so, then it's probably not in there. They missed an opportunity then. If you have seen the Netflix show called Chaos, then you've seen Dionysus. Although, of course, a representation of Dionysus, like they thought of him. Because that Dionysus, of course, is a pretty modern version of Dionysus. But you got that right. Chaos is really cool, by the way. With Jeff Goldblum, who plays Zeus. And it's written Kaos. So, really, like you would hear it. But most of the time, you don't write it like that. But yeah, as with Greek mythology, it goes so many different areas that sometimes it can be hard to keep up with all the gods and all the different things that are happening in that. I think it needs a line here so you can see the depth. The back, of course, doesn't catch the sun. So just to show that there's also a darker part for everything. Might give this dark area some try. Means that here will be again. Paralyzed donut. Oh my god, best viewers. Again? Why are it always best viewers? You have the best viewers already, man. I don't need best viewers. Such a shame. Could have been nice, but you just had to do it like that. They always, that's the thing with this chat window. If you do this, if I do it at least, then I cannot get back to my chat anymore. It's okay though. I got my chat somewhere else. They don't want to do that. No. Why do they always come in here with best viewers? The best viewers don't try to sell me viewers. They got the best viewers, I guess. But if they got the best viewers like that, I do not want their best viewers. I don't like those. Also relative, you know. What is the best viewer? What is that actually? Can somebody explain to me what is the best viewer? When are you a great viewer? When are you a terrible viewer? I don't know the difference. If you're viewing me, you're already a best viewer. But if you're trying to sell me viewers, you kind of go down in my ranking. So I guess maybe I'm a little bit hard, but I don't like them. Why would I need to buy viewers? I'm not crazy. You're either coming to me to watch me or you don't. If you don't like me, don't watch me, but they must think that I'm that desperate that I want to buy my viewers. I give up a desperate vibe here? I don't think I do, right? The best viewer would be one that engages in positive and on-topic discussion, then also supports the stream through monetized gifts and donations. True. Hey, damn, I missed an opportunity. I should have asked this guy if these guys are doing that. If they all come here and engage in the positive and on-topic discussion, then also support the stream. Might have had to, oh my God, I did wrong. I should have totally let this guy sell me his viewers. Ah, incredible. They said it last time already, you know. He said, I want to have those viewers. He wanted to buy them. So I guess I just did stupid and I should have just accepted those. What a waste. What a missed opportunity. You fucked up. Yes, I did. I should slap myself for that. Dumbass. I think I had the feeling that I just heard one of my kids scream, but not sure. Anyway, it's my wife's duty right now to take care of them, but still. I always wonder if I hear that. She's on kids' duty right now. Oi! Must have had an opening here. There you go. There's my opening. Right there. That should be better. Nope. Where's the other opening? Oh, of course. Which also reminds me that this should also be filled with black. Or almost black, which it isn't. It isn't entirely black. But the platforms go on top of that. So there you go. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Obviously, this needs a little bit of different colors. So let's turn off the level platforms one more time. Go for this, maybe almost there, and then just go back. And bottom, can have a bit more, like so. Just happy little mountain area. Happy little mountain area. It's a mountain-rich environment. Still cannot get those best viewers out of my head that I just missed now. They might have been subscribing like crazy if they were here. Anyway, nothing to be done about it. Cannot help it anymore. Did mess up. Let's see. Stereo. Lighting. Basically. More here. Want to have it there. I want this area to remain dark because that a tile that ends there. Otherwise, it will be a bit harder to basically properly. A quiet chat today. Well, not like it's super quiet, but not a lot of active, which is okay, but always nice if people are more interactive. I don't know, maybe there's just a lot of people who are just not there today. You know, it happens sometimes. It was funny though to have somebody from YouTube actively engaging. Usually very quiet on YouTube. Nobody really watches from there. That's a new thing. Kind of happy with some first followers and actual watchers on YouTube because that was a quiet medium so far. And I'm really trying to grow my my YouTube because that once that actually can get going, it becomes like a passive source of income, which I could really use. Let's face it. I mean, all of us could probably use that, but really nice to have something that generates an income if you don't have much. Obviously, you need to close it off. Right. Or here. Pick the correct tool, Max. Pick the correct tool. Sometimes that blue line can be a little bit in the way for this. It basically snaps a little bit to it when you're drawing. I think that okay. Should be settle up. I like that. Definitely not perfect, but yes, we can also here. Too wide, like a thin line of white. And add a little bit more darkness. Okay. Somehow it turned off my entire preview window. Funny. Let's try level platforms again. Do you have a worst day of your life? I guess I could say yes. And it was quite a heavy day. It was the day my mom died next to me in the car. I guess I could call that the worst day of my life so far, at least. I wouldn't know if it will stay being the worst day of my life, but so far that was a pretty messed up day, I would say. And I wish it to nobody. It really changed me a lot. Although, on the other hand, you could say that maybe it changed me for the good because I do like the person that I am today. However, not exactly a gentle thing to have to deal with. I've talked about it a bit before on my stream, before you were even there, Kira. But yeah, that was very impactful for me. The pain makes us appreciate the peace. Loss makes us appreciate life. Yeah, I mean, I've been with my kids to the place where my mom died, and yeah, that really it meant a lot of things to me. Like, first of all, it means obviously that you're there with new life. So where somebody died now is something new, right? As you can just said as well, loss makes us appreciate life. So you just realize that that life also never got to meet your parents, who obviously were also important to you, right? So as much as my parents and me didn't have the greatest relationship, at the moment my kids were born, man, I miss them so much. I would have so much loved to show my beautiful kids my parents. That is something that I will never be able to do. So yeah, that hurts sometimes. I know how it feels. You kind of see that place and you instantly think back to it. Makes you think, but the more you go by, the less you think of it. It doesn't disappear though entirely. You just learn to live with it. Yeah, I mean, I can live with it. It's you know I've already, I don't say I put it to rest, but it was quite a while ago, and remembering it, I do almost every day. But I can live with feeling that I had back then, and it's something I hope nobody else has to ever have happened to them. Basically, just to have a parent die next to you in the car, and I just had my driver's license for seriously 10 days. You can imagine what that does to somebody. It really is very impactful. Changes everything you know. But it also shapes you. So, because there's good and bad things to all of those kind of things. I appreciate you sharing this with me. You're welcome. You're welcome, man. I'm pretty much an open book. I always say that. My wife doesn't always like that about me streaming, but I mean, it is what it is. That is how I am. I will not share personal details about where we live or whatever, but yeah, it's part of my life, and that part of my life can be there. It's valid. It has its place, and yeah, I'm not much secretive about those kind of things. See how that goes. I even started writing a movie about that long ago. I'm still having trouble finishing it because for that I need to go back more in time than just the fact that it happened, because otherwise you will not understand the feelings that I had at the moment that she passed away next to me. And that's tough for me because that means I have to show the parts of my parents that wasn't so nice. And how far do I go with that? How much do I want to show people? And how much would I not? Yeah, you can. I always have a conflicting feeling about that part in my head because I always think like about everybody who's passed away, you should not speak anything bad. Basically, they cannot defend themselves. They might have had their reasons that they can never tell anyone anymore about. And it feels bad to say bad things about those kind of things. Doesn't change though that it was quite a heavy time for me. Things like dark color also. Just a little bit, not too much. I hope my kids are actually sleeping now. Seem to be having some trouble. And basically, by creating these light parts that are catching the light that we see of the sun right there, kind of making this entire area a bit more with a rock formation. So there's more shape to it because of this. It doesn't have to be entirely detailed, but it does help showing a bit more depth into a mountain that otherwise might be quite flat. And again, I'm not. Why do I need gears? Did I say anything about gears? Must have missed something here. Oh, help me get some gear. Ah, that's on the coffee. Yeah, the gear that I need is not gears for shifting or building. It's more like the gear that we need for streaming and making this pixel art. I'm doing this all with this mouse. So I don't know if you can see it properly, but uh, it's hurting my hand after I do it for a while. And I'm not saying that I cannot do it otherwise, but one day I would love to have something like a drawing tablet. But you know, yeah, I'm a poor man though. more than you might ever know. I wish I could have many things, not just for me, but for the kids. I can't. I cannot afford them. I am an employed software developer, and that would make no sense at all, right? But it is what it is. I'm not rich at all. I might have made wrong choices along the way. I just don't know which ones. Oh, taxes happened mostly. Here you have some system for child's care, daycare, basically. And you need to calculate your taxes for how much you're supposed to get from the government. But their calculation example is completely off, and I went wrong there. So yeah. So there's still a lot to pay and not enough coming in yet. So I'm doing what I can to not worry too much about it, but it does worry me. Just a normal human being and things like that do worry me. Anyway, it's already 10, you guys. I didn't even realize. Get rid of all desire and emotion, become a shell. Yeah. Shell. I don't think I could ever get rid of all my emotions. That would make me not me. Like most people will tell you, if they know me, I'm pretty much an open book. Not a lot of things that I hide from anyone. Anyway, we're not there yet, but you know, this is starting to look like a scene, doesn't it? Just not happy yet with what I put on here. Whatever that thing is. Um, and that foreground is still also not what it's supposed to be, but for what I built for the rest of it, I think it's starting to look really like a landscape. I'm starting to really like this. Um, but I think I'm gonna have to quit stream for today. We'll probably have to raid out somebody. Just don't know who yet. I'm gonna have to see who's streaming right now. Wait, okay, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. I'm not gone yet. Can I give you one? Yes, of course you can give me one. Is this person a nice person? Crone cat. Never seen Crone cat. Crone cat is now live, so let me have a look who that is. First, we'll hear everything. The idea. Planning jam while jamming, also Unreal Engine. Have commercials now, so I have to wait, otherwise I don't see what they're doing. Sure, I can rate those. I'm not following them yet, so I will follow them immediately after doing this. Then you guys can have fun with Chromecast. Hey, AZ, you arrived at least at the end of the stream. Yes, you did. And look at what the scene has become. You've seen this image, I think, before, but not with this much detail. So now I'm reflecting the mountain a little bit, and I just free-handed all of that. So pretty happy with that. I'm starting to create some of the light on the inside of the mountain. Will be more. So I'm pretty happy with this, and I put Gaia in here also for size reference because this level will be huge, and I just want it to also feel huge, and I think we get a good job with that. I might have to decrease it a little bit, but I'm not sure yet about that. So yeah, we're just about to rate to Chromecat, who I do not know yet. So I'm gonna rate them, and let's see if we can have some nice feelings with this person that we don't know. I like meeting new people, so that's good. So for those of you who are still here, I would like to say thank you super much for being here with me today. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope I see you again next week. We might do an indie appreciation stream next week. Let's see if we have some games that we can actually play then. If not, then we're just going to work again on the game. So thank you for everyone who has been here. It's been wonderful, and I would really like to see you next week. Thank you. I don't know how to do the rate now, though, because I don't see my chat. I had to ban someone today. That's a bit of a problem. Should be able to see my rate. There we go. Where's the button, though? We're ready to raid Chromecat in 6 seconds. So bye. Thank you very much. See you again next week. Raid now. Bye.